Okay guys, I am super tired today. Today is definitely going to be a rest day. Had a great workout last night, but super tired. Oh my gosh, I slept an hour late, so I can't do a huge video today. And I'm also going to be very busy at work with my new hire. But as you can tell, my weight went down significantly. I'm down to 202 pounds, 0.8, which is awesome. Let's see what my blood ketone levels are. I do have my black coffee. There's no creamer, there's no butter, there's no MCT oil, there's nothing. Because today we're starting intermittent fasting, as we talked about. Intermittent fasting, the 16-8 method that I'm using, is when you don't eat for a 16-hour window. So in this case, last night I stopped eating at 10 p.m. and I think I'm going to eat, oh man, I don't want to do this, especially today. Ow. Oh man, 1.0, that is awesome. And that's a true 1.0. It's not because of MCT oil. It's not because of, BHB salts or anything like that. Okay, so talking about intermittent fasting. Now that I've been doing this would be day number 8 on the keto diet. I'll be able to make it until, I think 2 p.m. today would be my 16-hour window from 10 p.m. last night. And that will allow for at least 2 hours of my body to be in the fasted state. If I remember correctly, it's around 12 hours where your body goes from the fed state to the fasted state. And I'll just have my normal ketogenic diet, the stuff I've already been eating. But the cool thing is I could probably end up cutting out a snack or something, which will drop my calories even more, but I'll feel more satiated just because my eating window was so condensed and my meal sizes are going to be so big, and especially with fat helping you feel full, I'm just going to be able to kind of stop snacking at nighttime with the macadamia nuts or the deli meat or whatever I might end up doing. And so if you're having any sugar cravings, hopefully because you just feel so full, you just don't even have that anymore. So that's the main reason I wanted to kind of experiment with that, and I'll give you guys more about the intermittent fasting here later. Okay guys, just real quick before I run into work, I wanted to address something that I thought might be pretty important for you guys to know. On days like today in my past, I would usually stop at McDonald's and grab a sausage egg McMuffin or 2, most likely 2, and the reason I would do that is because when I woke up late, I get frustrated and stressed, and I'm like, shit, I don't have enough time to kind of either make breakfast or eat healthy, and I just basically used it as an excuse to kind of feel good in that moment when I, maybe felt like I was stressed. So I didn't do that today, obviously. I'm still on track. Today's day 8. We're going strong. We're going to make it to day 30. But I thought it was important because I know a lot of people end up waking up late. They don't sleep well because of caffeine, maybe stress in their life, or just unhealthy diet and a lack of exercise. And then it's so easy to, stop somewhere for 40 seconds and grab something that's convenient and tastes good and most likely pretty affordable. But if you guys prepare ahead of time, make your meals on Sunday, then you don't have to do that. And if you're doing intermittent fasting like I am, you don't even have to eat until maybe 12, 1, or 2 p.m. So that makes it really easy for people as well. So I just wanted to bring that up. I'm going to run into work. It's going to be a pretty crazy day, so I won't be videotaping a lot. But from here, we'll probably go check my body fat percentage. Okay guys, just wanted to show you what I can have until 2 p.m. where I get to break my fast. So obviously plain water, that's obviously okay. However, if you guys need something carbonated, you could always do plain sparkling water. Try to stay away from the citric acid and whatnot
there's some debate out there about intermittent fasting, if lemon or limes kind of kick you out of a fasted state. So it's just, you know, play it safe, sparkling water. We just go with coffee, plain coffee, and these two options right here. But no branched chain amino acids. So that means no Bane drinks that I usually have, which is probably gonna be the hardest part about today. So it's just gonna be this until about 2 p.m. Okay guys, just want to check in on my first day of intermittent fasting. It's about 12:15, so I got about an hour and 45 minutes until I could have my first meal of the day. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was struggling. This was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. As you guys can tell from the last 7 days, I'm pretty much what you would call a caffeine addict. I have, you know, 2 to 3 of those Bane energy drinks a day. I'm having 1 or 2, you know, Starbucks or coffees a day. And so with just only having plain black coffee this morning, which was okay, and some sparkling water as well as some plain water, I was struggling. Around 10 a.m. I was really kind of getting hungry, and I was starting to get this huge craving just for anything, and that made me want to kind of binge. And there's a lot of coworkers eating, you know, protein cookies and having energy drinks around me. And the reason I can't have a 0-calorie Bane energy drink is because it has branched chain amino acids in it. A lot of people that do intermittent fasting don't know that branched chain amino acids, specifically the leucine amino acid, tells your brain that you're no longer fasting and you go into your fed state, and so you're not really truly fasting and getting the benefits from it. So that's why I'm not having the Bane energy drinks. And my coworker Kristen, if you're watching this, thank you so much. She's actually my assistant. She steered me towards Rockstar Ultra. I think it's called Ultra. It's the like white silver can. It's a 0-calorie, 0-sugar energy drink, and it doesn't have any branched chain amino acids or anything. It just has like sucralose and aspartame, but it's not going to spike insulin or have any effect on kicking me out of a fasted state. And there's a lot of debate out there whether sugar alcohols are acceptable when fasting or not, but I'm going to take it as a win because as soon as I had it, I feel like I could go all day now without eating. I'm not really stressing over this next hour and 45 minutes. So if you guys find that you want to start intermittent fasting and it's a little bit too hard, you're starting to like get these hunger pains, maybe a little bit of lightheadedness or whatever it may be, maybe consider trying this energy drink that I posted up here, and I think you guys might find it to be a lot easier. Okay guys, it's a little bit past 2 p.m. It's about 2:10 right now, and I'm going to be having my first meal of the day, which is going to be, say what's up, Milad? We're going to have some almonds, some low-carb jerky, some fatty beef with avocado, as well as some Brussels sprouts that have olive oil on it. Guys, the first meal of the day, that jalapeno jerky with those salted almonds and this avocado steak with olive oil Brussels sprouts, it's amazing. Intermittent fasting makes your food taste so much better. And even though I wasn't really hungry, the moment I started eating this, I feel like I'm scarfing it down. It's delicious. So you guys will probably have very similar symptoms the day of on your intermittent fasting journey. It's crazy. So with the meal I just showed you guys, I started to eat it and it just kind of tasted gross to me. I didn't really want it. And so instead of eating the zoodles with the beef and olive oil with a little bit of tomato sauce, I'm actually just gonna have a double serving of the steak that I had earlier today with 2 small avocados. I just had 1 small avocado earlier, but now I'm gonna have this, just meat and avocado, just because that's what sounds good and I want to stay on track. So sometimes your food just doesn't taste really all that great and you have to improvise to stay on track and kind of listen to your body. Okay guys, so it's almost 9 o'clock, it's about 15 minutes until,
And if I stop eating at 9, that means I can have my first meal at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So I'm gonna make sure to stop eating any type of calories, whether it's bulletproof coffee, which means, you know, butter, or a branched chain amino acid drink, or whatever it may be, for the next 16 hours, starting here in about 15 minutes. So I'm ending my night with a bulletproof coffee, has MCT oil, coconut oil, has butter, it has heavy whipping cream, and a little bit of cinnamon. And I should finish that within the next 15 minutes. And something I wanted to bring up during my first day of intermittent fasting was I didn't really have an appetite. I was kind of getting hungry around 11 a.m. and once I had that 0-calorie energy drink that didn't have any branched chain amino acids, specifically leucine being the main branched chain amino acid I wanted to avoid, but I still want to strictly try to stay with just water, sparkling water, coffee, or tea, as long as it's unsweetened, unflavored, stuff like that. So that's what I'll try to do as of, what's tomorrow? Thursday. So I'll do that as of Friday, because I did buy another energy drink and I want to have it around 11 or so when I'm kind of struggling. And then as of Friday, I'm going to really try to stick with just the water and coffee, plain coffee. So, but the one thing I wanted to bring up was when I was trying to eat that zoodle with the beef, I felt almost like nauseous or sick, like it just kind of tasted gross, and I was like, oh, maybe I just don't want that. You know, I've had it a few times and I was like, maybe I'm just done with it. So I thought I would have the steak and the avocado, and the reason I had a double serving was because I know that I only have so many hours to get as much fat as possible, so my ketone levels are high, especially when I do my blood test tomorrow. And after I was starting to eat the avocado steak mix, even that started to make me sick, or really not feel like I was hungry anymore. And so I know that with intermittent fasting, as strange as it sounds, not eating kind of resets your insulin sensitivity levels, and it kind of affects your basal metabolic rate, or your metabolism. And sometimes people say that intermittent fasting helped kind of rebalance or reset their internal gauge, if you will, of when they're really hungry versus them just eating either out of boredom or because they have some type of insulin issue. So I'm gonna be kind of curious to see how my blood ketone levels are tomorrow, as well as my weight. I didn't really have a lot of food. I just had mostly what you guys saw at lunch. I had a little bit of peanut butter before this bulletproof coffee because I want to try to get as much fat in before the morning. But overall, I didn't really eat all that much, and I know that's kind of a good thing when we're trying to lose weight. And especially since I didn't work out today, I don't really need a lot to kind of rebuild any muscle I broke down, or to give me energy, since I would have burned up to 700 calories. So it's not a big deal, but I thought nonetheless it was interesting and it should be addressed, since you guys might be going through this as well. So, but today is the end of day 8, and as of tomorrow we'll be into day 9, and it'll be a Thursday for me. And I think I might end up stopping after work for Chipotle, so we'll kind of talk about what's appropriate at Chipotle, sort of like what we did with the Five Guys burger restaurant. But until then, we'll just say goodnight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.